Indeed. A slow temper.
You forget I can hear you. Anyway,
I
so
know. No, I know you can. That's what I say.
hello, summoners. Welcome to another pulse pounding, lightning inducing, tower ascending episode of a Monster Rancher's Guide to Summoner's War. I am the enchanted Aztec Olmec, but it wouldn't be a proper episode.
The chanting.
Wouldn't be a proper episode if I didn't have the reappraised Lightstar 777 with me.
What is up, fellow summoners, rangers, all? How are you all doing out there today? Aztec, my friend, another week has passed, and I must ask, how the heck are you?
I'm great, man. Things are going super good, super good. So, um, yeah, I mean, finally got Elite up and running. Finally, six starring Samantha on the show today, and I'm gonna get some help from you, Lightstar 777, on some reapping and some reappraising, and yeah, so I get to do
You know
that.
what? In honor of that, I
Mm-hmm.
will six-star cigar on the show with you.
Cigar, excellent.
And then all I need is one more Rainbow Mon, and I'll be able to six-star Triton.
Would you like a Charger Shark to add to your your
Mm,
collection?
tempting.
I wish
Be tempting.
I wish I can give you one of my 5-star Charger Sharks. See, I treat Charger Sharks just like Rainbow Mon that I have to level up. So all of the sharks, all of the golems. There's a couple of other units that I just use strictly for 5-star food. When I see them come out of the
Wow. You know, that's genius. I just use them to level up Rainbow Mon because, if I don't have a Rainbow Mon for that occasion, I
yeah.
don't know what we're doing here, so.
So
But
so how are
let
you
us
doing? You doing
tell
good?
people. You know what? I'm doing good. I am doing good. Thank you for asking.
Excellent.
Um, so I we're just going to tell you what we are going to talk about today. Um, I went ahead and had gotten a couple packs, so I finished the 125 experiment, and around 86, I did in fact get the second Rika, which
Yes.
I could not be happier about. Very, very happy to have a second Rika. I love dot teams. I love
Yes.
how that works. So for me, that's creepy lighting. 1 second. It got dark outside. It's not my fault.
In the sunshine state, how did it get dark outside?
Ah, passing cloud and such.
I hear you. I hear you.
All right. Well, that was fun. Anywho, Um, yeah, definitely. We are going to talk a little bit more about that. We are going to talk about, of course, nerfing, which is all the rage these days. As
New units, new nerfs.
I, and it's specific. It is one unit that is getting the axe,
Yep.
which is Kaki, the fire Onimusha. So
Yeah.
very interesting. I'm very intrigued by this, but we are going to talk all about that. This will bring up some PTSD that we will talk about some uh, nerfing that has happened in the past in this, and we're going to talk a little bit of No Man's Sky. We are going to, as Tech said, help re-up and enchant his Lucian runes. Uh,
Yes.
As you may have saw, I have gotten Suiki, the water Onimusha,
Which I really like a
and
lot.
I, yeah, definitely. So we're going to talk a little bit about him.
Hmm.
I did get the wind Onimusha then from the scroll that they give you.
Yes.
Um, and then we are going to talk about how I am saving up for a minor, will be nowhere near JD level birthday summons. So,
So Ken's birthday is the 29th of March. You know, happy early birthday. So glad you're saving up, and we will be happy to, see the results of that birthday summons on this particular on this well, not this particular show, but this show, this podcast. Yeah. so
indeed.
so that's awesome. You know, glad you're turning 15 again. That's very cool. Gotta tell me how you do it.
Yeah. Right?
So, talking some No Man's. Do you think we can squeeze in a little WandaVision by way of the end?
Oh, we're going to try. I'm just getting salty at the chat. 1 second.
No problem. Who is chatting? Who's chatting you up, Lightstar?
Oh, nobody. People are saying that, it's a fail to have six-starred cigar. And, yep.
What?
So, yep. Cigar fail. Fail.
That's
And
for
so I responded with, toxic chat. Where would we be without you?
not understanding why. What is I kind of like Cigar's kit. I don't know why all of
Yeah.
the toxicity. What channel are you in? Let me
Best
back.
not to feed the best not to feed the trolls. 112.
See, I love that
But
attitude.
um,
Best not to feed the trolls. See, all about positivity over here.
so you know what? Let us just go knee deep into this ridiculousness and talk about this madness. So Fire Onimusha was just released, and within 3 or 4 days,
Right.
they are already nerfing him.
Yes.
Now, I have some thoughts. Okay, I mean, for as we all knew, I would have thoughts, right?
Absolutely.
Nice. No, no, that's not bad either. Speed, good, and that rune. You know what? No, I can't tolerate that rune. Um, so me focus. So I we all know I am a big proponent of AJ trying to level up Kamatau, the dark Minotaurus,
Yes.
and even with like extremely well runed, he does what, like 10,000 maybe on
Yeah.
a good hit,
The
right?
only
But
reason
he
is
can
because of his
get zero
passive.
buffs.
Yeah. He can't get any
Correct.
buffs, but he doesn't have
Can't
the
get
hundred
buffs
percent
at
damage
all.
increase. Yeah, because of his passive.
Correct. But you have uh Kaki, who is the fire Onimusha,
Yes.
who on his S1 with no defense break or anything can
Right.
do like 16,000 damage.
Which is kind of
Now,
crazy.
how? How can that
And think, no
possibly
critical
sustain? I
strikes.
mean,
Doesn't
don't get me
can't
wrong.
crit. Think
Right,
about it.
like, and not making a critical, so
Right.
you shut down like Mihos and everything else. I mean, don't get me wrong. I feel like as a player, I have learned how to deal with Mihos, so
Right.
they don't bother me quite as much as they used to. Like, I feel somewhat comfortable dealing with them,
Hmm.
but at the same time, like, you have a unit that, and not, like, not even just that, his like S2 hits everybody for like 10,000.
Right.
And if he gets a violent proc, you're basically saying he's doing like 26,000 damage back to back with no setup. It's not
Absolutely.
like oh, I had to bring a galleon and I had to defense break everybody. It's
Yeah.
not like, yeah, I mean, that's just, if that's not broken, I don't know what it is. And I get it. I get that it's designed to be a Miho killer. And I still maintain that it probably still will be a Miho killer. It will probably still work the way it's intended. But
Right.
for example, you know, in Childish's Discord,
Mm-hmm.
like they have been going back and forth where people are like, well, he's not that tanky, so what does it matter if he does that kind of damage because you know it's not like he has a chance to do that damage because if you have a turn one control team,
Right.
they're going to stop him. Like, you know, but I mean, in that logic, at the same time, it's like, well, that's not really true. If you have will runes or shield runes or
Hmm.
something, and you survive, he's going to just mop that team up. And we've seen it.
Right.
He's like, just anybody who's gotten that fire unit has literally dumped all of their resources into them because he's just that powerful that this 4-star unit is basically wiping out like L&D Nat 5s like it's nobody's business. And and again, I will wait and see what the nerf actually is.
Okay.
But I mean, I don't even like calling it a nerf. I like to call it a balancing, like
So.
Comtuos is calling it, because again, I would rather the game be balanced. Like,
Right.
don't get me wrong, I want the unit still, even with knowledge that he might not be where he was.
Right.
I still would love to get that unit because I think he could still have an interesting kit and
So, what has been your
interesting like
experience?
talents.
Yeah. So, I know you got the water and wind one. Have you built any of them? What's been your? I haven't gotten any of them, which sucks. But
So right now, my water one is 6-starred
right.
because I decided to do that for the event so that I could complete his board.
Hmm.
Because otherwise, if you don't level up one of them, you get left in the dust, so to speak. And you know me, I like to complete events,
Yes.
so it was important to me. But he's level 30, and oh yeah, I knew this wasn't going to end well. Let's just hit auto and see what happens. The thing is, I feel like he's very great at what he does. Like, the longer
Excellent.
a battle goes on, the harder he starts hitting,
Right.
and you know, he gets, he does. Here, I'll just read his kit while we're
Well,
talking
yeah. I
real
mean,
quick.
you.
I mean,
What's great is you compared him to Kamatau, and Kamatau's passive it caps at 100% for his attack buff. With the water Onimusha, it can scale all the way up to about I think 240. I think the from what I researched and what I put in my notes, I think 240 is the cap. So he can keep stacking every time a unit goes. Rather, either if it's on an ally unit or an enemy unit, he'll stack 10% more for his attack damage bonus, and up to about 240, which is almost double the amount of Kamatau's passive buff. So yeah, you have a pretty good.
right, and I mean, and like, here's my thing,
Mhm.
like, and I haven't even tried this yet, but
Right.
just again, learning from what he's got. Like, if I were to put this monster with, say, Sylvia or, the twins,
Right.
where they're taking multiple turns,
Yes.
you know, he's going to stack that all the faster. And then, he recovers HP by, damage inflicted,
Yeah.
attacking all the enemies. And
Excellent.
his S1 is recovering HP. So, and he's doing a defense down. So, like, to me, that's really great. Like, the fact that he's kind of like a self sustainer, like the Water Barbarian King, but
Or even
at the
like
same
Bulwark a
time,
little bit.
he's
Yeah.
also right. So, I mean, to me, I think he's really good in his own right. But as far as like the anger over the nerf, like, I don't know. I guess I just to me, I don't get it because
I think it's just
I don't
comes
know.
from like the history of nerfing units. I think things like the twins, like
But
you
see, I
brought up,
never thought that the twins nerf was
was
actually a
terrible.
nerf either.
Yeah,
Like,
it was more of a balance. It wasn't terrible. It didn't
I mean,
break
the
the
thing
game.
was,
It didn't make them
like,
useless.
again, what they were doing was kind of, you know, it was almost like it was almost unfair because they could pretty much sit there and lock down a team
Right.
and you'd never be able to get a turn because like every ability they had was going to either stun you or reduce your attack bar.
Yes.
So you were just never going to get a turn ever. And I mean, not for nothing, but I used to think too that some of the levels in Toa where I
Right.
would try to use the twins, like they weren't that helpful because, you know, I should stop hitting auto. I don't do so well. But like that's the thing. Like you know, they wouldn't function because there were people who needed to take a turn to clear immunity.
Right.
Like if I didn't have a monster that was doing strip, and they wouldn't do it because again they were just reducing their attack bar. They're reducing their attack bar, and even if
Yeah.
I took over manual control, sometimes it was minutes I would have to spend just to get the monster to take one turn so I could actually try to deal with it, you know?
Right.
And I mean, I guess like so to me when they removed the attack bar reduction, I was like, all right, like it didn't bother me because that wasn't the only thing about them that I thought was great. Like I thought the turn cycling, I thought the teamwork component were all incredible, things that they were doing.
Good point.
And it just never bothered me that much.
It didn't bother me that much either. It didn't totally reduce them to uselessness. I mean, I still use the twins in dragons and in necro to this day. With no problem.
I
And
still use them in Toa and things to this day as
right,
well because they're good units regardless of anything else.
I hear you. Excellent. So
But I mean, again, so I
we
will wait and see. I'm erring on the side of I don't think it's like, I mean, again, I feel like it's a hard position because you can't just say, oh, well, we're going to, basically refund everything somebody put effort into
yeah, they're
because,
definitely not gonna
we're going
refund.
to change how it works.
Yeah,
But, at the same time, and I mean, and I get that. I get that, there are going to be some players that are mad, but like whether it happened this quick or it happened in a month, like I feel like they would have been just as mad about it. And I'm not saying I either agree or disagree with that. I'm just
right.
saying, you know, they weren't going to not be angry that, a unit that they love and, they spend all this, energy, but at the same time, it's like if you have a unit that can just completely break the game, like, well, where's the fun in that anymore? Like,
There
I mean,
really
I get
isn't.
it. Like, it'll let people who otherwise wouldn't be able to rise up the ranks of, like RTA or such, and maybe that would be a good thing. But at the same time, if a lot of them are, the players who are already doing good at RTA,
Yeah,
why should they get even more like advantage? Like, because again, if somebody had that unit and they fought you when you're just starting out on RTA, you could pretty much just sign off because they're going to beat you.
it's,
Like,
it's it. It's a wrap.
I mean, but that's the thing. Like, it's just like if they got it and you didn't ban it or something, and then they had like a Miho and everything else, and now you don't really have a counter because you had to base it around not having that one unit. Like, I don't know. It's just I like when it's a team effort, like a
Yes.
team lift, not one character that's doing tens of thousands of damage every single time it moves.
Right.
Like, But again, I'll wait and see. I don't have him. Even if I do get him, I'm not going to be that upset
No,
that he because again, it's like the twins. It's like Molong. Malong got nerfed, and people still use him all over the place.
absolutely.
So again, I don't think nerfs are the game breaking things people treat them like. But yeah, that's my 2 cents. And yeah,
Well, we have to see what the nerf's exactly going to be, for me to make a educated decision on it. But they haven't in the past.
right.
They haven't been that bad. I don't know of one unit that's been nerfed to oblivion. If anything,
Hmm.
a lot of units that were kind of useless got buffs over the last, I would say, year to 2 years.
Right.
A great
I
example
mean,
is
and like I said, it's almost like Molong. Like
right.
everybody's like, oh, they completely ruined him, but yeah, I see him all the time in RTA. Like,
Yeah, I
so
mean,
obviously he's not that ruined yet.
not at all. I mean, the Fairy King's got an awesome buff, so they're they do a little bit of attack bar reduction, kind of like not as much as Ganymede, who's kind of like the go-to for attack bar reduction, but simple things like this. I mean, the Fairy Kings didn't necessarily need a buff; they were pretty good by themselves. But guess what? Let's make this unit that's a 5-star unit even better. The 2As. I
Hmm.
mean, don't even get me started on the 2As. Look how many of those units were just littering everybody's storage box until 2As rolled along.
The
Now they're just
first
as good as.
defense force was full of 2A
Thank
monsters.
you. And now look at all of the 2As that are comparable to 5 stars now. So look how happy we were
Hmm.
to get a Miho or to get a Sath or a Thrain or something like that. Especially from these L&D
Hmm.
scrolls. Now we're happy to get 3 stars. We don't necessarily have to get Lightning in order to enjoy an L&D three an L&D scroll. That's a 3 star now. So I mean,
Right.
I don't know how many games are really digging into their roster and then buffing characters or second awakening characters and such like that. So
Well, and I mean, not for nothing, but I used to play Star Wars Galaxy of
yes,
Heroes a lot more. And admittedly, I have not played it recently at all. But something that made me stop enjoying that game as much was that essentially you'd have like 6 months
right.
in between like these banner characters that were like, all things to all people, right?
I hear you.
And I mean, it'd be like, say, Chewbacca. He would come out, right?
Right.
And you'd have Chewbacca, and it would completely change everything. But like, you'd have to like level up like these five obscure characters that all use the exact same gear. And so it's not enough to just level them up and then get the materials to ascend them and then get the equipment to put on them to increase their gear level. Like, you had to do that like with the same gear and the same people. So it
Yeah.
was like it was purposely designed around making it as hard as possible for you to do it without using their in-game currency.
That
Which,
kind of
yeah,
sucks,
they gave
to
you
be
in-game
honest.
currency like crystals,
Yeah.
but it was just unlike this game where, a lot of it is about strategy. It was just like every character was like meta until 6 months from then when they would release the next character that would completely destroy that character. And it was like
Yeah.
it
That's
made me
rough, man.
always feel like I
That's really
could
rough.
never actually have a chance. It was like, okay, I spent all this time, I spent all this energy, I made all this effort, and now, like, it was a waste because it's like, oh, well, now this, one Jedi who can basically, solo everything is here, and, so yeah, good luck. But I don't know. I mean, like I said, I get balance patches, I get nerfing, I get all of these things, but for me, time and time again, it's going to come back to the fact that I don't mind anything they've done in this game so far. Like, I mean, when I've heard people raging about, some of these like nerfs, like I said, like the twins and everything else, like I didn't think it was that terrible. I didn't think it was that, much of a hardship. So, I mean, for my money, I still think this game is very accessible because there are people on day one in their account that get like, L&D Nat fives,
We've seen it.
and it's like, I mean, the rest of the time they play, that account is going to be like gold because they have like a unit that, is something that like thousands of people wish they had, So I don't know. I mean, for me, like I said, I'll wait and see, but I always err on the side of, I would always rather them not have game breaking monsters,
Yes.
Like have something competitive. Like make Kaki competitive. Make him still something that, is to be feared and that people are, you know, they're coveting and all of that. Like make the spirit of him, but like yeah, reduce his damage a little because
Yeah.
how many monsters with zero setup are going to do 16,000 damage? Like
On
it's
S1.
just out of
Absolutely.
line on an
Oh,
S1,
I want to
So
take a second to shout out your cool T-shirt. I like it a lot. You know, it's looking very Spock like. Very cool. It's got the phaser in arm's reach, folks. I don't think it's set on
it's
stun
actually a
either.
universal remote.
Very
I've
cool.
charged it recently. Yeah,
Still,
I'll show
but
you.
it's in arm's length, and it's not set on stun. It's
Arms.
definitely set on input because it's a universal.
Mm-hmm. Oh, this team is about to destroy me.
You always say that, and then guess what happens? You destroy them.
They destroy me. Yeah, we're gonna find out. Yeah, no, I love your Mobile Suit Gundam shirt.
Thank you, bro. Went to Comic Con, had to get it exclusive there. 40 years of Gundam stuff, starting way back in with Mobile Suit Gundam and the RX-78 started it all. So yeah, I'm a big Gundam fan. It's just, I mean, I like a lot of the. There's some,
Have you
I guess
ever
you could
gotten
say.
any of the models
No,
to
I
build?
never got into the Gunpla or the
I
models and
told
stuff like
you
that.
I never even got a turn. Did you see that?
I did not. It's oh wow. Overall, I did not notice that you didn't get a turn. Wow. But no, I never got into the model sets. It was strictly all about the anime. Gundam Wing is hands down my favorite, followed by Gundam Double Zero. Gundam X was excellent also, but I won't bore you. We'll have to put up that anime channel so I can you know chat
Yes,
more about
I'll do it today.
how
I'm
much
gonna do it today. It's on
Gundam
my
I
agenda.
like.
It's on my to dos.
I hear you, but appreciate it, man. But
Um, so 6 starring Samantha, are you going to get more into arena RTA things like that now? Is that the
that
plan?
is the plan. That is the absolute plan. This is why I'm
Okay.
6 starring. A lot of these RTA heavy units. Things like Samantha and Daphnis and even the Fire Polar Queen, which I just pulled. I don't think I 6-starred her yet, Brandia. So all of these kind of
Mm-hmm.
these units that are RTA focused, I'm going to getting situated, getting ruined, and getting 6-starred so that we can do some of our competitive RTAing, as we like to say. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's starting
You
up.
know what?
Hmm.
I feel like we should do the spoilers for
Okay.
One Division. Just talk about One Division. Um, as per usual, we're going to do 3 minutes. I'm going to wait until we hit an even minute here,
Okay.
and then which should be about 40 seconds. So for anybody that does not want spoilers, I'm going to clap this 3 times, okay?
Then
When I'm
WandaVision
done
spoilers.
clapping it, 3 minutes of spoilers, okay? All right, ready?
Three, two, one.
Again. All right, cool. So, Harkness, I know in the comic books she, was kind of helping Wanda along. Loved that she called her the Scarlet Witch.
Yes.
Loved, loved, loved that. Um, I I really enjoyed. I mean, I had always kind of predicted that, at the beginning it was going to be that her parents like loved those kinds of shows
Yeah.
and that there was that nostalgia element for her. But to just see it all come
Yes.
together and to know that my theory regarding the fact that the director knew exactly what was doing and that they did stage that video
Yep.
showing Wanda busting it up and taking Vision's body. And the ending, of course, where we see a duplicate Vision, what I think is they used some of her power to simulate the Mind Stone. And
Hmm.
in the end, they will end up fighting with fake Vision, and she's going to merge because I think what she has created in Westview is the mind of Vision and his mentality,
Hmm.
and she's going to fuse that with the body that they built or rebuilt rather.
So,
That's
shout
my
out to
thought.
you for theory crafting absolutely correctly that they faked the video of her
Mm.
storming the castle. But if you noticed,
Have fun
especially
storming the castle, Lord. You think it will work? It would take a miracle.
Princess Bride, absolutely. Which reminds me of the Princess Bride opening scene in
Let's
Dead.
get
Anyway,
sidetracked.
we're definitely going, but tangent. But one thing I want to bring to your attention, if you notice the witches in the in the first scene when they were trying to restrain Agatha, if you notice, all of them were using powers with the same colors as the Infinity Gems. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So the chaos magic was red. The if you notice, Agatha's magic is always purple, kind of like the Power Stone.
Which does kind of track with what they said about the fact that those stones were created at the beginning of the universe.
Yes,
So saying that that power is out there and that that is accessible.
yes, absolutely. And I was super excited to see the book in the basement, and that book is, I'm guessing, with about a 98% accuracy rate, that's the Darkhold, which is a book that is in a bunch of different Marvel titles, usually the ones that are more mystic, like the Doctor Stranges and the Ghost Riders and such like that. The Darkhold is basically the
Mm-hmm.
oldest book of magic, book of evil magic in the Marvel universe, and I'm 90% sure, 98% sure that we saw it in hanging out in Agatha's basement. So that just opens up a whole world of plot lines and storylines and such like that. Uh, Geeking out, fanboy.
Right.
Woo.
All right. Do you have anything else? Real
Nope.
quick, like
Good.
10 seconds.
Darkhold. Cool.
All right. We're done. All right, cool. So, no more spoilers about that, and hopefully we got through that part. That's all. That's
It's
fine.
okay. It's
All fine.
fine. It's
How
all
good, sir? How
fine.
are you?
It's fine.
Okay, so going back, so since we're going to get ready to summon here in the next little bit,
Yeah.
we are still continuing the project. Aztec
Yes.
is still tracking towards his
Still
125 mark.
looking for that one nat 5.
He
Maybe
has
today.
yet to get it. So again, now this is by no means actual real life because I saw somebody who had like 100 um what was it, 100 light and dark scrolls on a schizophrenic video.
Yes. That is a lot of
um
patience.
did you see this video?
I did not. 100 LNDs.
So in
How many
in
nat 4s and
100
5s?
L&D and like in 100 LDs and like a handful of other scrolls, he got about 7 or 8 Nat fives,
Now
and
remember,
5
the
of
rates
them
are
were LD
totally
Nat
different
5.
with Nat 5, so that is
Oh, I know.
brilliant. There, well, I
Like, and he
think,
almost had back to back lightning several times. So yeah, he like it was out of control. It
can you
was
send that link to me so I can
definitely
put that in our link to this show? Because I'd
yes.
love to see
I
that.
will pull it. I'm going to pull it up. I'm going to send it to you. We will have it in the notes. Um, after it is all said and done. But yeah, that was just kooky. How amazing! Like I've never seen it. Like Bagel said, I've never seen anything like that before ever.
So I just put the rates up
So
on
I mean, I
screen.
know that we're yeah, and I know we are doing this experiment just to test the theory, but again, I think that we will be proven right that if you
Yeah.
have a few hundred scrolls, you should get a few 5 stars. So, and given that it did it for me, I think moving forward, I am going to be more like that, where I save up the bulk of my scrolls, so you know, I can focus more on the units I do have and be building those units and not always like, oh, now we've got this new thing, now I have to
Yeah,
very
new
much start
toys
over
are
and like rebuild
distracting.
something.
Yeah, we
Right.
we're dying the wool summoners. I think we have enough units. Honestly, I'm going to start spending packs on runes, of course, because runes are few and far between. Even with all of the, well, I should say good runes. I should say good runes are few and far between, even with all this auto farming.
Mhm.
So I am definitely going to
Yeah.
kind of switch gears a little bit from. Of course, we're going to do our weekly summons because that's just what we do here in mrgtsw. But yeah, I'm going to focus less on units because we have units. It's one thing we have. I mean,
Hmm.
we got units. So, but definitely runes are going to be the
Look
next
at these units. Aren't they neat? Wouldn't you say my collection's complete?
close. I mean, is a collection ever complete?
Wouldn't you say I'm a summoner that's got everything?
Dude, that is honestly one of my favorite Disney movies. So, anyway, sure is. Um,
Mhm.
Aztec needs a little help with reapping and
Yes,
such.
let us do that real quick, and then we can do our summons. I will gift you 3 of my mystical scrolls for the occasion.
Okay, very cool.
Watch, I get
So,
nat 5. That would just be my luck. If I had
well,
the better luck and I summoned like
uh,
next to nothing.
that would also kind of screw up the ratio a little,
I'm okay with screwing up the ratio.
especially if you get a new toy, right? So, I had a
Indeed.
question about you know, to reapp or to enchant, especially
Well,
this blade rune.
I would only re-up a legend rune. So
Okay,
go to reappraisal first and check what quality it is.
okay. Hero.
Yeah, no, that rune is not even worth thinking about reappraising.
Okay,
I mean, if you were going to do anything with it, I would maybe use some of your like re-up stone or not re-up stones, but like the grinds
okay.
maybe to do it. But I mean, even then, if you don't have a ton of grinds just sitting around waiting,
I kind of do.
I would not.
So
You
this
have
one
a lot of
is.
grindstones.
I do have some. I have a couple of grinds, but this one is definitely slot two rage rune, legend runes, but it's pretty good.
So I
Crit
mean, you got
damage.
you got 2 points out of the crit
Yep.
damage, and you have 2 points out of the attack, and not much else. So I mean, it's a 4 out of 9. So it's not even a 50%. So, I mean, you could reappraise it a few times and
Okay.
see how you do.
Yeah, let's
I
do it.
mean, mainly what you want is you want crit rate, crit damage, and attack,
Yes.
and whatever else you can get, hopefully a percentage. But, like, that's definitely worth at least taking a shot at.
Okay, I'm gonna try 3 times and see what happens. How about that? Three, two,
Love it.
one, and reappraise. So probably not. I think I'll pick the
Well,
before. Well, crit
uh,
rate, crit damage, and accuracy.
yeah, no, because all you're really getting is the
Yeah, accuracy for resistance.
accuracy.
One more time. Three, two, one, and reappraise.
Your screen died on my
It
end.
it sure did. Trust me,
Sure
wasn't
did.
wasn't anything too special in that reappraisal.
What did it have?
Defense, flat defense percentage, resistance. Just not something I need for a DPS unit. And one more time. Three, two, one. Reappraise. Okay, decent crit rate, but that's about it.
Right, but remember, you want crit rate, and if you have grindstones, you might be able to change one back over to crit damage.
Hmm.
You've already chosen. Never mind. So that part where you wanted my help, we're just going to ignore. Got it.
No, not at all. We still got. Do we have some time?
Mm. We have like 3 minutes till the timer buzzes in my head.
Okay. Let's reappraise one more time. Or two more. I got stones. It's okay.
No.
Three, two, one, and
I
reappraise.
saw like 50,000 flat things on that rune. I was like, absolutely not.
I hear you. Yeah, I got some grinds. So let's try to reappraise it one more time.
So you need to get your triple S's going so you can ground out some more. I
I
mean,
hear.
again, it's great defense and resistance. I mean, if you needed it for a unit that needed those, but I mean, to build a fat Lucian, you need crit rate, you need crit damage, and attack power.
Yeah, crit
Like,
rate's
that's
not.
it. And speed subs are nice as well.
Crit rate is not there. Crit damage is there. 213. So I got to find a way to balance that out a little bit. Well,
See, I mean, my Lucian is not even that well ruined, and he's 209 crit damage, but he's 85% on crit rate.
that's good.
But he's got plus 1036 attack.
Anything over 70
Yeah, I mean,
is good times.
but I mean, these runes aren't even that good. Like, this is, yep, that's a rare rune. Haven't found anything to replace that with yet because, again, I want the crit rate, I want the crit damage and all.
I hear
So,
you.
like, even I could find probably a better rune form at some point. It's like this. This might even pan out better
You,
as a rune, but
you got a visitor.
hello, Demon Cat.
No, this is the one you like.
Oh, this is Leo. Okay, hello, Leo. Okay, his coloring looked funny on the green screen. That's
He,
all.
he definitely does.
Actually, see, I already decided I won't even bother wasting my time leveling up this rune for possibly Lucian
Right.
because it doesn't have at least one of the crit rate or something. So you
Gotcha.
see, that's what I mean. His runes are not that great,
Okay.
and that is troubling.
It's okay. You will always get more runes.
Hmm. But yeah. So let us look at if I have any weekly things to do. Nope. And nope. Okay. Say I have 109 reappraisal stones, so you can see how much I do it.
Yeah, I have about 60. Wait, no, I'm sorry. Maybe about 40, 45 or so.
Yeah, I think 3 weeks is going to be a dragon and an archangel. Maybe I'll do some exclusive summonings then.
Are you going to
But
save
as you
up your
see, I've
stones
already got
also?
42 mysticals. I've got 8 wind, 39 water, 2 fire, 6 L&D, 2 legendary, 2
Yeah,
legendary water. So it won't be a JD level summon, but you know what? I'll still be happy enough with whatever I'm able to save up here in the next few weeks.
I hear you. So I'm guessing it's summon o'clock,
It is summon o'clock.
and it looks like you have space too, which is great. So I'm gonna do probably about 20. I know
I
you
am
can.
mine.
You're gonna do about 3 just to take care of your daily quota.
I'm
But
going to do 3, and then I'm going to do a bunch of unknown scrolls just because I'm trying to get a lot of fodder
right,
together to level up rainbow mons and things.
okay.
So
Should I count it down?
please and thank you.
3, 2, 1, and well, sorry. I did false start as usual. I'm gonna do 20 mysticals and 2 of my legendaries.
Nice. I'm all for it.
Three,
I'm
two,
still only
one,
giving you 2 more scrolls.
and summon.
No lightning for me.
For the last, I would say 3 days, I have been lightningless. And then as I say that,
You get lightning?
another water dryad,
Nice.
who was actually pretty helpful.
There you go. Did you have one already?
It's gonna be the third.
The water one?
Yep.
Oh, nice. Hey, you never know. It could turn out like Melly, and one day those are like the bee's knees.
And she has a bee floating around her, if you notice when you awaken her. So that's funny that you said that.
Oh, I'm aware.
Oh, we have
That's
to, maybe next show we can do an update on your Trickaroo team. Or the Sathatu team.
yeah, maybe.
Okay, I'm about to round out 20. So I got 2 more, and I got the 2 legendaries, so. And 1 more. Dude, I have been light on the lightning. Okay, ready for the 2 legendary?
I am. You're gonna get a 5 star for sure. You are. You're gonna get a 5 star. It's gonna be great.
If you say so. Whoa.
Told you.
Oh no. What do I
It's
do?
okay.
What do I
Here I
do?
have him. You turn him into a blessing, a splendid blessing.
Should I do that like now and then the next one, the next Nat 5? And well, I
Yeah,
feel
maybe.
so bad for people that don't have a mow long. Like I pulled them what almost
Why?
2 years ago, and I have two. That's nuts. It's crazy.
Hey, but at least you got lightning, so see? We
Oh
have
yeah.
once again proven what we were looking for, that within 125 scrolls, theoretically you should get a nat 5.
And both of them were
Just
dupes.
saying.
Should I crystal them? I don't know.
Hey,
I just. What do you think?
well, keep him for now. Keep him for
Keep
now
them for
and think
now.
about it.
I don't want to make an impulse decision because I'm all wrapped up. Should I do one more legendary?
Yeah, you said you were going to. Why not?
I will.
And then maybe we can both just limit ourselves to 3 scrolls a week, and
Right.
then look, lightning. Not bad.
Arjun.
Skill
Excellent.
ups.
Definitely. 100%. Whoa. It's almost 2 years. It's surprise. Honestly, because my anniversary is coming up. It's almost 3 years to the day where I got my other Molong. Crazy. Crazy,
That's
crazy.
funny.
Crazy, crazy, crazy. Craziness.
Crazy, crazy. Cause it's crazy.
Dude, I'm blown away. I don't even know how two Molongs would work. Like in one RTA team. Would that even be a thing? I don't
Well,
even.
no, because you can only have one of any monster.
Yeah. So, not a huge. I don't know. Not
You
gonna
can
make.
even arena team.
Maybe we should leave this up
I
to
mean, if
our.
you wanted it,
Maybe we should lift this up to our
the
Discord people.
community.
Yeah. See if we can make um, a Molong, crystal
I
or
mean,
keep.
I know I have more than enough reason to build a second Rika, so
Oh yeah, absolutely. But two Molongs, I don't know. But regardless, I think we'll leave that up to people in our Discord, or if obviously if you're watching on YouTube, definitely leave a comment. See if I should keep Molong, this dupe Molong, of course. I wouldn't never crystal one that I never didn't have already, but a dupe Molong or should I crystal him for another blessing? So I think that would be a cool thing for our Discord people to weigh in on, and whoever I decide, or even whoever I don't decide, will get a little bit of swag, a little bit of mrgtsw swag. Why
nice.
not? A little incentive.
Swag for day.
Who are we shouting out,
Who are you shouting
Lightstar?
out?
Oh,
Ah, I beat you.
you did beat me. I'll take the bait, no problem. Can I shout out? Let's see. I am going to shout out. Um, you know what? I'm going to shout out an awesome restaurant that we go to way too much here in Roselle, New Jersey. Giant Tequilas. They've been really fighting through the pandemic. I also want to shout out Kona Grill. It's another place that we like to go to a whole lot, and they're doing their thing through this whole pandemic, and hopefully, springtime they'll be able to open up fully. But just two very, very good. Havana Central. If you like Cuban food and you're in, central to
What?
North Jersey, there's another great place that is really, pulling their weight through all of these really difficult times. So, three places that we like a lot, and just want to shout them out because they are still providing excellent quality food and service through all of this pandemic. So, definitely Havana Central, Giant Tequilas, and Kona Grill. Shout out to you guys.
Nice. I want to shout out, everybody in our Discord, Ferentes,
Yes.
Dumbledore, Hyungun, DSC Justin, everybody, and a new friend that we have made recently who I love watching her streams, and she's very funny, great artist. Beans. She
Shout
is
out to you.
just super cool. She is very supportive. She's been very kind about my limited Genshin abilities and things like that. So She is very very cool. If you have not seen her, go check out her channel on Twitch.
Yeah,
She
absolutely.
is
We will
very
put a link in
cool.
the
What
description.
she can do with Microsoft Paint, most people can't do with, like, a drafting table. So,
Hmm. Impressive.
definitely very talented individual. Makes, fan art for people. So, um, and just everybody out there, the whole community, keep being awesome and amazing, keep making the content, Begelmon, childish, like,
Yo, when I wake up and I see
Lady the
new Bagel Mom
Gamer,
videos,
Nelly the God, like,
I know it's gonna be a good day. Yeah, absolutely. I love that guy. But yeah, big shout out to JD the Gamer, Nelly the God, also. Just streamers that we and a big shout out to Wu because these are all streamers that have supported and given positive energy to us. So definitely want to shout them out and give that back.
definitely. All right, my friend.
So that wraps
Another
it up for this
beautiful week
particular
in the book.
episode of A Monster Rancher Guide to Summoner's War. New episodes every Saturday. Hit us up at mrgtsw at gmail. mrgtsw on Twitter. No, sorry. At Ranchers Guide at Twitter. mrgtsw on Instagram. mrgtsw on Facebook. mrgtsw on Reddit. And Monster Rancher's Guide to the Universe on the Discord. Le Discord.
In the Discord.
That's the extent of my French, folks. Sorry. Awesome, awesome. So thank you, folks.
Je suis Napoleon.
See, that was more French than I've probably ever learned. So that wraps it up for us.
Avec Pimon Rouge, s'il vous plaît.
Impressive. Oh,
I'm gonna stop now.
we got to shout out all our people in France and Germany who are listening like crazy. So, how do you say thank you in French?
Merci beaucoup.
Merci beaucoup. That's right.
Merci beaucoup.
And do you know German?
Danke schön.
Danke. How did I forget? Jeez. Well, thank you for everyone listening. Everyone listening around the world that is hearing us, especially Hyungun down in Australia. Don't worry, I'm gonna fatten up my lushin just for you, bud. Just for you, Hyungun.
Super fat. Coming his way.
Live long and prosper, everyone.